election will commence on Saturday 12th and end on Thursday 22nd November 2011, the dispatch ends. I can read the words on the T-shirt, but I don't understand their meaning. These were the words of the fifth witness of prosecution, Pa Abdou Cissé, in the trial against Dr. Ahmad Jane and 3 other people facing charges of sedition. Ibrahim Jatta was following the proceeding and he now reports.
Ahmad Dabo is prosecution's fourth witness in the case of treason against Dr. Ahmad Jane and 3 others charged with sedition. Dabo, who resides in Manjai, told the Special Criminal Court that he works as a marketeer at Comet, a company she said is owned by the first accused, Dr. Jane. The prosecution witness said she was at work one day in May when his boss, Dr. Jane, came in and gave her 3 white T-shirts. I laid the T-shirts on my table for a while, but I subsequently gave them to a Comet staff who said he wanted them. Dabo testified, adding that the T-shirts were casually given to her. As such, she did not pay heed to the literature printed on them. Under cross-examination, Mariama Dabo accused that the first accused did not say a word to her when he was giving her the T-shirts. Prosecution's next and fifth witness was Pa Abdou Cissé, a Barcode resident who told the Special Criminal Court that he used to work as a driver for the first accused at Comet. Cissé recounted a day in May when the first accused came to Comet and gave them white T-shirts. It was really a lot of people, and I can recall their names and numbers, Cissé told a certain court, explaining how his father asked him to take off the T-shirt when he donned it at home. I understand Coalition for Change Gambia as a group meant to effect change in the Gambia, the fifth prosecution witness accused. Under cross-examination, Pa Abdou said his father is educated, but his own schooling is incomplete. The trial continues. Ibrahim Jatta, GRTS.
The APRC regional and constituency campaign committees for the Upper River region are now poised to commence the vote gathering process. Louis Mendy was recently in Basse for the celebration marking the appointment of the liaison officers, and this is his report.
Election inches closer, the APRC campaign focal persons remain steadfast in strategizing approaches that they believe will earn them 99% victory. The recent congregation in Basse was held to launch the APRC regional and constituency campaign committees for the Upper River Region chapter. The occasion sought to introduce to the inhabitants of the region the people bestowed with the mantle of spearheading the mobilization of voters for the APRC. Pledging to serve with commitment and diligence, the liaison officer number 1, who also doubles as the coordinator of both the regional and constituency committees, Honorable Gomez, said the time is right for Gambians to demonstrate their love for the 22nd July Revolution by voting massively in the November polls. The Justice Minister maintained that his able committees are poised to make URR a no-trading ground for oppositions. Honorable Jato Silla is liaison officer number 2.
In URR, we know that what oppositions are saying and what they have, they can't even unite on one word. So they have no agenda for the people of the Gambia. The Gambia knows it. The Gambia knows what the president is capable of. The URR people know it. And the mistake we got the last time, people coming from Combo telling us that the whole Combo is behind, they have torn their opposition and so on. We have seen that. That's what has been misleading URR. And this year, we will ensure that URR votes 95% for APRC.
Sounding his opinion on whether in fact President Jammeh needs to campaign, Honorable Silla answered in the negative.
He doesn't need to campaign. He is, as he said, he is not a politician. He happens to be a president, which we are very proud of, which we thank God for that. But his campaign is his deeds, what he does for Gambia, for Gambian people. And what more do we need? That is his campaign. Now the Gambian people should campaign to ensure that we give him 100%.
The chairman of the committee is Honorable Seluba, and the governor of the region, Omar Khan, used the forum to implore all Gambians to put individual differences aside. The only way they believe will consolidate collective gains in national development and build a better Gambia. Various other local dignitaries were of the conviction that the recent increase in the number of people defecting into APRC and the latest door-to-door campaign strategy adopted in the region will not only aid in regaining the votes lost to the opposition the previous years, but earn the ruling party a landslide victory in the November polls. The committees, endowed with men of wisdom as liaison officers, would also be assisted by the Alkalul, the Sefol, women and youth mobilizer, ward councillors and MPs. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Student participation in the maintenance of peace and tranquility was the topic of recent symposium staged by the National Patriotic Students Association. The organizers identified the theme because of the role students could play in the breakdown of law and order, especially in the run-up to elections. GRTS's Ajami Sise has more.
Responsibility of addressing the welfare of lower, upper and senior secondary students have joined the Gambian populace in preparing for the fast approaching presidential polls. Theirs was a symposium with students from different regions in the country. Since pre, during and post-election processes are usually very electric, NAPSU took it upon itself to remind students of the importance of peace in achieving their academic aspirations.
A conducive environment free from threat and chaos is the only weapon to the realization of our academic aspirations as students of this country. It is only through peace that we can guarantee the future of our country.
Student participation in the maintenance of peace and tranquility was the subject matter upon which different speakers took turns to dilate on. Peace as the bedrock of development has seen the global community putting in efforts to ensure its prevalence, especially during volatile times such as electioneering periods when emotions could easily get the better part of people. This made such a symposium all the more timely.
Nothing works in any socio-political economic system without peace. Peace is the bedrock of development. And that is why people all over the world are making a frantic effort to ensure that peace prevails everywhere.
Well, as the student population of the Gambia is said to be increasing, the pace, depth and scope of the country's development is also underpinned by peace and socio-political stability, which depends on how best the nation's youthful resources are nurtured. For the Minister of the Interior, students should avoid being used as proxies through violent demonstrations by political parties.
Some would go to the extent, when they know that they will not win, to use you, the students, to create violence, to create problems. And then you see, with violence and conflicts, it's just like a stick of match. Once you spark it and put it on the grass, all you know is you've used one stick of match. But at the end of the day, where it is going to end up, only God knows.
Well, thought-provoking issues geared towards societal cohesion are of great pertinence, especially at a time when post-election violence is comparable to the dominant theory. For NAPSA, given that we've seen enough examples from the sub-region, students should not be lured into any act which may provoke heated presidential elections. For GRTS News, I am Ajami Sise.
You can follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. We'll go for a short break. The news continues momentarily. Welcome back. Conrad Murray, the man found guilty of Michael Jackson's death, is spending his first night in custody. Dr. Murray is said to be devastated by the verdict and is weighing up his legal options. As we hear in this report by Cesar Wien, the convict could face up to 4 years in prison, but for now he is waiting for his sentence, which will be handed to him in 3 weeks' time.
Immediately after that verdict was read, once his attorneys came out of the courtroom, they spoke with CNN's Ted Rowlands. and immediately said that they do plan to appeal this verdict. The contention by the defense team of Conrad Murray is that the trial was not fair because the judge, in their words, did not allow in evidence of Michael Jackson's past drug use. They wanted to get one of his former doctors, Dr. Arnold Klein, to testify about how much Demerol Michael Jackson was taking before he died. And they also wanted to introduce testimony about Michael Jackson's financial condition.